500 students. Yeah, so as we wait for this quorum to form, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us to start with the very last, second last topic, known as public sector accounting. Public sector accounting, public sector accounting, public sector accounting, PSA. Now, you as a financial reporter, ladies and gentlemen, you're supposed to know these two things. That some of you, when you finish your CPA, you'll be going to the private sector. Some of you in this case here will be in the public sector. And of course, those of you will be privileged, like some of us, you could easily work for government for some time, and then you transition to private sector or vice versa. So then when we talk of private sector accounting, in terms of financial reporting here, the financial reporting framework is what we call IFRS. The financial reporting framework is what we call IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. So private sector, they use IFRS, and then now we have the public sector using what we call IPSAS to prepare their financial reports, So IPSAS stands for what in full? IPSAS, ladies and gentlemen, stands for International Public Sector, International Public Sector Accounting Standards. International Public Sector Accounting Standards. International Public Sector Accounting Standards. Now, please listen. Listen and listen to me very well. First of all, you need to know what qualifies to be in this public sector. What is public sector? When we talk of public sector, this basically represents all not-for-profit organizations. Not-for-profit organizations, all not-for-profit organizations, non-profit making organizations. Those organizations that are outside here purely to serve the public. We do not have, in this case here, any profit motive. Examples would include the national government. So examples would include the national government. So the national government, you'll never hear of national government going to make any profit. It is only private sector entities that have profit motive. Private sector, they always have a profit motive. But for public sector, no profit motive. If you look at, for example, a hospital like Kenyatta National Hospital, ladies and gentlemen, if they were to charge like the normal price, which will make them, in this case here, make a profit, then these many people out here will not be able to afford Medicare. Yeah, they can't afford. So you'll go there, you'll be told to go to that counter and they pay 50 shillings. So you pay 50 shillings, but what you will get at the end of the day, the cost will be higher than what you paid. So those guys over there, they are basically there to ensure that we are healthy, all right? It's like you're being, there are so many organizations that basically serve even people for free. So we have here national government, we have here county governments, the 47 of them. We have parastatals like Kenyatta National Hospital is a parastatal. Yeah, they're not there to make profits. All right. We have, ladies and gentlemen, what we call non-governmental organizations. Like those of you will be working for the United Nations. United Nations. United Nations. These non-governmental organizations like the UN, they are not for profit. They are non-profit making. All right. They're just there to serve members from the various states that subscribe to the treaty, All right. So we have here like United Nations. All right. Churches. For those of you who will be working for churches, you shall be doing your financial reports using IPSAS. Using IPSAS. We have here public schools, public schools, that's primary and what here, secondary, public schools. All right. All this, if you will be an accountant in any of the organizations here, then you will not be making your financial reports using IFRS. No, you'll be reporting using what we call IPSAS. IPSAS stands for International Public Sector Accounting Standards. International Public Sector Accounting Standards. So, ladies and gentlemen, up to here, are we following the session? Please make a comment there. Are we following the session? Are we able to understand? Yeah, thank you very much. Then, ladies and gentlemen, your syllabus needs us to look at various IPSAS, not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. Your syllabus wants us to look at various IPSAS, and the IPSAS must always be tested in your exams. IPSAS must always be tested in your exams. So you must be very good at IPSAS. Because we are trying, when we are examining, we are trying to balance between IFRSs and IPSAS. So IPSAS will rarely miss. So then I would want us to start with the IPSAS number 24. So IPSAS 24 will be the first item that I would want us to look at. IPSAS number 24. And then I happen to be having a handout that I would want to use here, which I would want to share with you. All right. So this handout, I'm attaching it here. So I've sent it. I hope it will be able to open. Yeah. So can somebody in this case here try opening that handout and then you give me a thumbs up that it has opened. Somebody try opening that handout and then you give me a thumbs up that for sure it has opened so that I can continue, because we shall on the group chat. On the group chat, you should be able to see that handout and then you confirm whether you are able to open it up. And once you open it up, ladies and gentlemen, please try to share it. Try to share it in our WhatsApp paid group. Yeah, WhatsApp paid group. WhatsApp paid group. I would really, really be happy. I would really, really be happy to see you great people. In this case, you're doing what here? Felicitas, all good. Thank you very much. All good. All good. All good. All good. All right. All good. And then there are people in your class who are saying that they don't have the link. You need to share that link with them. We need to share that link with them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, IPSAS 24, I like it a lot because I helped in implementing the entire IPSAS with a very serious organization in the region called IGAD. IGAD is Intergovernmental Authority on Development. It's a smaller version of African Union. I was their lead consultant. They were able to implement their IPSAS fully. Yeah. Unfortunately, upon finishing to test whether the consultants were right, in this case here, they got what we call an qualified audit opinion from PwC. That is why I'm very passionate about these IPSAS, International Public Sector Accounting Standards. All right. So then I would want to share, ladies and gentlemen, here, this handout. Yeah, so we are reading this together. IPSAS number 24, it's all about budgetary information and doing what we call a variances report. So IPSAS 24, it is called Presentation of Budget Information in Financial Statements. Under IPSAS 24, first of all, what is a budget? Presentation of budget information in financial statements. A budget is a formal statement of the financial resources that are allocated to achieve specific objectives during a particular period, usually a fiscal year, and it must be approved by a legislative or governing authority. In Kenya, here, ladies and gentlemen, remember, budgets are basically prepared by who? By the National Treasury, body people. So they make it, they take it to Parliament, and in Parliament, it is seriously discussed, and then at the end of the day, they are able to advise, like, change this, do this, do this. At the end of the day, it is Parliament that will approve. So basically, a budget is a financial plan where we portray our incomes and our expenditures within a period, within what they are calling a fiscal year, and this budget must be approved. So under IPSAS, approval of budget is done by Parliament. In the private sector, budgets are normally approved by the Board of Directors. Key characteristics of a budget under IPSAS number 24. Number one, they must be legally approved. The budget must be approved by the appropriate legislative body, such as Parliament, Council, yeah, like those old councils there, or the board. It must be authoritative. And that is why you saw, like, when the president was giving us the finance bill of 2024, and the people were not, people knew once this bill becomes an act, it becomes the law, it becomes so powerful, it becomes so authoritative. Once approved, the budget has legal force and governs how public funds are to be raised and spent. Must be time-bound, normally 1 year, typically prepared for a defined period, e.g. annual. Yeah, it must be in monetary terms. Everything there is in terms of Kenya shillings. So monetary terms expressed in financial terms, detailing expected revenues, expenditures, borrowings, and repayments. There must be a performance monitoring tool, like what I called here, the variance analysis. We must be able to compute variances used for monitoring and evaluating financial performance by comparing budgeted amounts to actual results. Then, of course, there must be a basis of preparation. And of course, how do we do this classification? The budget may use a different accounting basis or classification systems. E.g., in Kenya here for so long, we have been doing IPSAS cash basis. Yeah, now we are changing to IPSAS accrual basis. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we must be having a basis of preparing these financial statements, and this basis must always be disclosed. Yeah, in the notes to the budget, you must always say that we used cash basis, we used accrual. I'll be able to show you what that means. Objective. The objective here of this IPSAS number 24, it requires a comparison of actual financial results with the approved budget, enhancing transparency and accountability. I can see a chart here. Thank you. Yeah, this is my first topic. I normally start with the public sector accounting. It's my first topic, yes. Not on your course outline, but how I teach. You know, also as a great teacher, you will need to start with what students, of course, will like most and what is highly examined. And of course, I'm also using this You know, this class, as I told you, it normally goes up to 500 students. And you can see right now here, we are only 44. So at least handling such a topic will be able to make my students happy, and they will be able to do what here to easily, pick great things as they wait for results. I wanted to avoid that, but I know when students are waiting for results, there is that anxiety. So take them through great stuff. Yeah, especially great stuff, which is related with what they can find at the workplace. So that they'll be able to say that, you know what, I'm studying this for my work. So requirements, we have here budget to actual comparison. You must compare the budget to the actual. Must be presented as a separate statement or in the notes. Must include original versus final budget. Explain material differences, what we call the variances. Applies to entity that make their budget publicly available. These public organizations, of course, at the end of the day, they have to declare their information publicly. It encourages use of the same basis and classification for both budget and actual figures for easier comparison. Key definitions. We have original budget. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember normally what will happen in Parliament is that Bonambadi will bring his figures to Parliament. We discuss these figures at Parliament, and then we approve them. So once we approve them, the very first initial budget approved by Parliament is what will be called the original budget. As time progresses, things change. As things change, we'll need to revise our budget. All right? So by the end of the year, the budget which will be applicable for performance appraisal will not be the very original. No. In between the year, the president will come and tell us, hey, you know what? You parliamentarians, now we have hunger in a particular place, or even hunger in the whole country. So whatever you had put in agriculture here is quite small. We need, in this case here, to uplift it. So there will be some supplementations, changes coming around. And that is why at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this original budget must be revised for us to get what we call a final budget. So then for performance appraisal, we shall be having original budget here, final budget after the supplements. Yeah. And then we have at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, what here? The actual information. We have the actual information. All right. All right. Great. So he's asking here, of course, now this is quite deep, Chris. What happens when revenue measures are presented without expenditure estimates in Parliament? The supplementary, I'll be able to cover this question as something similar to that. Yeah, at times in this case, you know, it depends on what these people want to change. Yeah, it could be, for example, they're looking at the revenue items or the expenses what year items. If that happens, then we are going to make, we will only change the things that have been revised. Otherwise, all the other things will remain the same, All right. So key terms, we are told original budget. The original budget is the initial approved budget for the period, for the budget period, as authorized by Parliament before any adjustments or revisions are made. It reflects the government or public entities' original intentions and the policy decisions for the financial year. Yeah, the very original intentions really. Serves as a baseline for comparison in performance reporting. Number 2, final budget. The final budget is the original budget adjusted for all authorized changes. Again, who authorizes all the supplementary budgets? It is Parliament. Yeah, for all authorized changes, such as supplementary budgets or even reallocations between the budget lines. There'll be reallocations, move this amount from agriculture to this sector, all right? So it reflects the most accurate and the current approved plan against which actual results are compared, required in IPSAS 24 for meaningful budget to actual comparison. Then they gave us this question in December 2024, question number 1. 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 Wanted us to do something very easy. I'm telling you, our paper is the easiest paper. We are saying here, the following information was obtained from the Ministry of Finance of a developing country with a view of presentation of budget information for the fiscal year ended 30th June 2024. So I can see the budgeted amount, I can see the actual amount in billions. Then additional information, during the year ended 30th June 2024, the National Assembly approved a supplementary budget for the following votes. So overseas borrowings, sale of fixed assets, education, health, affordable housing, like that. So they want us to prepare a statement of comparison of budget and the actual amounts for the fiscal year ended 30th June 2024 as per the requirements of International Public Sector Accounting Standard number 24. Presentation of budget information in financial statements. So here I'll be able to get like so many marks without even knowing what I'm doing. So the gentlemen, what I will do, I'll come and organize my data very, very nicely here. So we have here the items. So remember, we shall have the original budget here. Yeah, original budget. We shall have revised budget. And then we shall have the actual. There. So basically, we shall come and copy everything as it is given to us. We are copying first everything as it is given to us. We shall copy everything. I know you guys have that paper. So we shall copy everything the way it has been given to us. So we shall copy everything there the way it is given to us. Yeah. I can't locate it in this revision kit. So let me just share this. So we are copying everything the way it is given to us. So we have receipts. So first we have receipts. So we are copying everything. So receipts, I can see we have taxes. Yeah. Then we have local borrowings. Local borrowings. After that, I can see overseas borrowing. Overseas borrowing. Overseas borrowing. Then I can see donations from foreign agencies. So we have donations from foreign agencies. We have trading activities. Trading activities. Trading activities. And then we have sale of fixed assets. Sale of fixed assets. Then we have other receipts. other receipts. Other receipts. So under the budget which is given in the question, in that column, which I'll call original budget, I can see 1175. I can see 1175. I can see 558. 558. I can see, ladies and gentlemen, 630, 630, 630, 378, 378. I can see 754, 754, 754, and then I can see, ladies and gentlemen, 792, 792, 792, and then under other receipts, I can see 261, 261, 261, and then of course you don't work out immediately the revised budget, Remember, revised budget is our final budget, This is our final budget. So please, the final budget column at the middle, leave it. Come and copy the actuals. So actuals, I can see the first one is 968. The first one is 968. Then we have here 495, 495. After 495, we have 716. So we have 716. After 716, what next? 486. So we have here 486. After 486, ladies and gentlemen, we have 1066. 1066. And then after 1066, we record 1012. 1012. 1012. After 1012, ladies and gentlemen, we have here 220. 220. My whiteboard is not really very big, but we shall overcome. So first of all, have we been able to copy up to here, ladies and gentlemen? Have we been able to copy up to here? Yes, yes, great. My table will accept, my board will accept. So in this case here now we have receipts up there. Then we continue because I've seen the board that I have is really good. It can be able to accommodate all my expenses here. Yeah, so then we have the payments on this side. So payments. So payments, what do I have here on payments? I have internal security. Can just write the word security. Then I have education. Education. After education, I have agriculture. Agriculture. After agriculture, I have health. I have health. After health, I have housing. Affordable housing, not very good for most of you. Yeah, then we have social welfare. Social welfare. Transport. 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 After transport, we have defense. After defense, lastly, we have other payments. We have other payments. So please slot in the figures as they are given. So like an internal security, I can see 806. Under internal security, I can see 806. Education, I can see 797. 797. 797. From there, we have agriculture, 263. Agriculture, 263. From there, we have health, 423. Health is 423, the budget side, original, 423. Then we have 450 under housing. Under housing, we have a 450. Social welfare, 218. 218. And then under transport, I can see 535 under transport. 535. And then defense. So defense, what am I seeing under defense? 389. Under defense, we have 389. And then other payments, we have 475. Other payments, 475. And then I'll be able to leave the middle one. The middle one, these parliamentarians will come and suggest changes. They love themselves a lot. They will suggest changes here. So we have here security actual. I have 738, 738. Then we have here 810, 810. We have here 291, 291, the third one. After that, we have a 486, 486. After that, we have 410, 216, 216, 540, 540, 512. And then lastly, we have 627, 627, 627. Yeah, so please ensure that the font is very small. Okay, sorry for that, Anne. But remember, Anne, I've been able to share this handout with you. I can increase my font here, but you also need to get yours out. Yeah, I hope, Anne, that is much better. And once you finish doing this, Anne, please let me know. Once you finish copying, please let me know that you have finished copying. So remember, you'll be having two budgets with actual amounts, one column. But the budgets will be two. Which budgets are these? The original versus what year? Final budgets. Original versus final budgets. So I'm waiting for you to put thumbs up and tell me, hey, we have finished putting this down. We have finished putting this down. We have finished putting this down. Once I see thumbs up or I see yes, 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 I'll be a happy man. I will be a happy man so that we can start knocking down the question. So that we can start knocking down the question. All right, 6 of them have said, Mwalimu, we are finished. I hope, Anna, at the end of the day, you are able to also write this down. Yeah, Anne, I hope you are able to finish. I'm waiting to get feedback from you. All right, now let's work on our middle column. So a middle column basically is the column that will be able now to accommodate adjustments. So additional information, we are told during the year ended 30th June 2024, the National Assembly approved a supplementary budget for the following votes. You can see overseas borrowing is 54 addition. So go to overseas borrowing and I say plus 54. So overseas borrowing, this one here, you say simply plus 54 there. Just write like that first. It shall be uploaded, yes. And you'll be able to follow Collins. Don't feel left out. You'll be able to follow. It's a very easy concept. So local borrowing, these people came and said, hey, we need more money from the local market. And by the way, how does the national government raise money locally? How does the national government borrow money from the local market? Is there anybody who knows? Yeah, the bill bonds. I like that. The bill bonds or treasury bills, isn't it? Yeah, treasury bills, the long-term bonds, issuing bonds and bills. Yes, I can see you guys are. Aha, great. Good. So just right there, plus 54 that you mentioned, you just keep quiet. Then we have sale of fixed assets. We have 140 addition. So the adjustment there is to look for this sale of fixed assets. Here you say plus 140, just small. Yeah, plus 140, plus 140. Then you move on, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Then we have education has got a 63 addition. Yeah, education we have 63 addition. Education, we have 63 addition. So during the year ended 30th June 2024, the National Assembly approved a supplementary budget for the following votes. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that education, we had 63 addition. 63 addition. My voice is low. Is that the case? Are you guys, thanks Dominic for raising that. Are you guys able to hear Mwalimu well? Are you guys able to hear Mwalimu well, or is it Dominic? Or it is low? They're saying it is low. They're saying it is low. They're saying, okay, great. Maybe I can just try to shout a little bit. So I'm being told that 54 is for which one? Somebody is saying that 54 is for overseas. 54 is for overseas, not local. Let's check. It's good to check always. So 54, yeah, you're right. It's for overseas borrowing. Thank you. Thank you for that. And please amend that. 54 is not for local. 54 is for overseas. Thank you very much. So plus 54, like that. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from there, what else are they telling us? From there, we have education. There is a 63 addition. Under the education budget, you can see education is under payments, so plus 63. Under payments, education plus 63. Health under payments plus 37. Health plus 37. Health plus 37. Affordable housing minus 32. Affordable housing, so under housing minus 32. And that is all the adjustments that they have been able to give us. Remember, affordable housing here is a reduction, is minus 32. We are reducing. We're reducing. And that is it. Now come and give us the final budget here. Remember, any figures that have not been proposed to change will always remain. Yeah, final budget, any figures not proposed to change will remain. So we have here 1175. We have here 558. But now this must change. So what is 630 plus 54? 630 plus 54. 630 plus 54 will end up giving us what here? 600. 600 what here? 684. This has no recommendations for changes. So this remains. 378 remains. 754 remains. This one is quite crazy for me. You guys are young, must give me this figure. You must give me this figure. 792 plus 140. Please give me the figure to put here. 792 plus 140. Please give me a figure to put here. 932. So we have here 932. And then, of course, this has not been proposed for any changes. So this remains. 261 remains like that. Yeah, for housing, why have we subtracted? Remember, for housing, they've told us it's a reduction, not an increase, okay? You can see for housing, affordable housing is a reduction. And I've even gone ahead to tell you that we are supposed to deduct the 32. Okay, that is clear. All right. So then come here. So here we have 806. This one, you guys must give me the number. Otherwise, I will be stuck. So this is 860. Thank you. And then we have 263 plus 37. 263 plus 37. Mm-hmm. 263 plus 37. $460, right? 263 plus 37. I'm waiting. 460. Thank you so much. How about 423 minus 32? Wanasema it's wrong. Please use your calculator. Use your calculator. Use your calculator always. Don't assume. Self-first is saying it is wrong. So self-first, 263. Additional information, okay. Let's go back to the additional information. Thank you. So additional information, it spoke of education, 63. Education plus 63. Yeah. And then we have health. Oh, there is one figure that I skipped, There is a figure that I skipped. Yeah, because of how I'm writing here. So this is supposed to be for health, Health, 37. Health, 37. Great. So health is 37. Health is 37. Great. So health is 37. So agriculture, no changes. So health is where we have plus 37. So for agriculture, we have here 200. For agriculture, we have here 263. No changes recommended. For agriculture, then how about housing? Or rather health, first of all, health. Sorry, my board is not, yeah. So health will be now 423 plus 37, which now gives me 460, right? Thank you so much. 460. And then, of course, the house, we know what is happening to housing, We know what is happening to housing. We know that the housing, affordable housing is 32 reduction. 32 reduction. So where do we have the housing thing? So minus 32. So can you kindly give me a number to write here? 418. Thank you so much. Now all the others, no changes. So 218, 535, 389, and then we have 475. 475. So ladies and gentlemen, are we now in agreement up to here? Are we now okay, all of us, up to here? Great. Then let's now look at the variances, the deviations. So variances, look at this. You know, when you are computing variances, we disregard this, but of course don't put a big wrong, no. It's for our learning purposes. So for variances, we are comparing final budget vis-a-vis actual. Anytime they want us to compute variances, we shall compare the final budget vis-a-vis the actual. We start with the first one, taxes. So taxes, we had set to collect 1175, but we collected 968. Could you kindly give me the difference, first of all, between 1175 minus 968? Somebody who can easily give, variance means subtract. Variance means reduction. So what is 1175 minus 900? 207. Let me ask you, great students of mine, a question. Is this a good variance or a bad variance? Is it good variance or bad variance to you, assuming you are working for government? Will it be bad or good? Bad variance, yes. Bad variance. So bad variance, we shall always put it in brackets. Why is it bad? Remember, we had budgeted to tax high, but in this case here, we have taxed less. So we budgeted a high tax revenue. Yeah, and then Gen Zs came, and then they made, in this case here, the president to collect less. You will really be very unhappy. So in this case here, this will be an adverse variance. We call it adverse. We shall be writing A, adverse variance, adverse variance. It's a bad variance. All right? So we don't want to be making those comparisons like this is high, this is low. No, ladies and gentlemen, whenever it comes to receipts or incomes, you shall always be using AB. Incomes, we shall always be using A minus B. In short, it will be actual minus budget. Actual minus budget. And then you always get everything right. Actual minus budget. So it is AB. For incomes, it is AB. AB. So you take, in this case here, 968 minus this 1175. So if you get a negative, you put it as negative, which you guys had given me. You guys had given me the first one. The first one, you guys gave me a figure of 20 what here? 207 negative, because you took 968 minus 11.5. So all these are incomes. They are under receipts. So take AB, actual minus budget. So the second one will be 495 minus 558. So remember, this is adverse A. So the second one now, remember it is AB, right? Yeah, 63. But you have to say whether it's minus or positive, eh? You must always say. Yeah, remember it is actual minus budget. So we have here minus 63, yeah. So in this case here, adverse. Yeah, now you can easily move on like that. So 716 minus 684. Yeah, 716 minus 684. That gives us 32, isn't it? So if it's positive, what name do we give it? If it's positive, what name do we give it? Favorable. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, you continue like that until now you get to finish all of them. Continue like that until you get to finish all of them. So now we are on the fourth one. What are we getting there? So we are getting 108 favorable, 108 positive, because it's 486 minus 378 favorable. 1066 minus 754, it must be favorable. 312 favorable, 312 favorable, 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 and then we move on like that. Then we have here 10, 12 minus 9, whatever. What are we getting, ladies and gentlemen? The next one I'm being told is 80. 80 positive, favorable. The last one is negative. The last one is negative. 41 adverse, 41. So I know, of course, in management accounting, whenever you say adverse, you don't put negative. In management accounting, whenever you say adverse, you don't put, but for us, we should always be putting those brackets. Always in financial reporting, you should be putting those brackets, and then now you come and give me the total. So we have here minus 207, minus 63, plus 32, plus 108, plus 312, plus 80, minus 41. So give me the total variance. Yeah, so somebody is getting 221, and if it's positive, it means that the overall income variance is favorable. 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 My friends, up to here, are we okay? Up to here, are we okay? Great. Sure, great. Thank you so much. Then now we go to payments. So payments, we do the reverse. So for variances under payments, for variances under payments, what do we do? Let's see, first of all, so look at security. We expected to pay, expected means budget. We expected to pay 806, but we paid less. We paid less. We saved. That is favorable. Favorable. So can you kindly give me this? Can you kindly give me this difference here? Remember, variance means difference. Variance means difference. Variance means difference. Variance means difference. So Felicitas, she's giving me 68, but she's not telling me whether it's favorable or adverse. Favorable, right? So you are very, very bright, because we must cram here. For variances and payments, we always use the concept of B, which is budget minus actual. So anytime you go to variances and payments, we shall always reverse. It's not A minus B, it's B minus A. B minus A. That way you'll never confuse. You'll never confuse that way. So in this case here now, remember this is our B, this is our B, big B, and this is our A. So in this case here, we shall take bar. 806 minus 738 is 68, and because it's positive, you simply write favorable. It's positive, you simply write favorable. The next one will be 860 minus 810, which gives me 50. Positive, favorable, positive, favorable, positive, favorable, and then you continue like that. Are you able to give me all of them? Mine are not very well aligned, but you guys are young. You have all the energy and your books are ruled very well. I'm so sure you can give me all the others here pretty fast. So in this case here, Felicitas 28. Adverse. Thank you. 28 adverse. So long as you remember ba. You know how a lady will give birth to a young kid, very young kid like that. So the kid grows. When it comes to this young boy or even girl, to pronounce their first words, they'll always pronounce their fathers. So they start by saying ba. Others will say tata. You see, tata means father, isn't it? So for expenses, this man of responsibilities, remember this man, a boy child, is a person of responsibilities, Yeah, ba. Payments, variance, ba. B minus A. They shall never forget that. So we have here 26 adverse. Thank you so much. 26 adverse. 8 favorable. You know, the moment now I've given you the shortcut, I don't even want to know, like even what are you guys subtracting? So we have here 2 favorable. 2 favorable. 2 favorable. 5 adverse. We want to go slowly. Thank you so much. So we have 5 adverse. So even the 5 itself will be. Then we have 123 adverse. Brackets, adverse. Is that the last one? I hope it is the last one, Caroline. Is that the last one? We still have 152. But now I believe this is the last one. Adverse. So now you're able to give me the total. Yeah, thank you so much. If it's adverse, it must have those brackets like that. Yeah, please go ahead and add everything. Go ahead and add everything. Give me the total payments variance. Give me the total payments variance. Not very, very clear, but I want to believe that you guys are able to follow. 206 adverse. Lilian Macharia. Lilian Macharia says 206 adverse. 206 adverse. 206 adverse. That is it. That is it. That is it. So, and then of course, should you get time, although they don't carry any marks, you can now add for us this, but they don't carry any marks. They don't carry any marks. What carries marks will be these ones, total for payments, total for expenditure. So that is all about this IPSAS number 24. Never forget that you shall have an original budget. We shall always have our final or revised budget and actual amounts. And then when it comes to getting variances, if it is variances under incomes, A minus B. If it is variances under payments, it is B minus A. B minus A. So ladies and gentlemen, can I say that IPSAS has been well understood? IPSAS number 24. And please be proud when you go tomorrow to your workplace and it happens that you're working for government, you're working for churches, etc. Talk about these things loudly. Yeah, I've only done, actually this is our first class because our very, very first class, if you remember, we only introduced the course outline. We only introduced the course outline. So this is my very, very first class. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you'll allow me then to go to the next standard. Which your syllabus needs you to know. And every time they bring these questions, what we call International Public Sector Accounting Standard, number 9. Yeah, Msumba, great. IPSAS 9, IPSAS 9, IPSAS 9. And again, ladies and gentlemen, as we do this, of course, in Kenya here, now we are in that process of getting from cash basis to what we call accrual IPSAS. So should you be having any question practical, I mean, I'm the one, if we have some students from Rwanda here, I'm the one who has trained the Rwanda's Ministry of Transport. Yeah, the internal IPSAS. I've done implementation of IPSAS for IGAD. So I'll be very, very helpful to you if you're a bazaar. You are in this case an accountant of a TVET. You work at KNH. You work in this case here for any parastatal and you'd want that there is a practical question regarding IPSAS implementation. I'll be able to help you. Great. So we go to IPSAS 9. IPSAS 9 is what we call revenue from exchange transactions. Revenue from exchange transactions. Oh, Eric got 196 adverse after I've rubbed. Oh, please do me a favor. I'm so sure there must be a student who has done this question very well. Are you able to take like a screenshot of whatever working that you have? If yours agrees with the earlier one that you got, are you able to take a screenshot of your work and then you send that on WhatsApp? Because I've rubbed mine already. It wasn't even legible. Legible, I mean. It wasn't legible, but we shall overcome. So any good student who can just take a screenshot of their great work and then they send this to WhatsApp, I will really be very happy. I will really be very happy. And remember, in my class, students get lots of presents. Even today, I'll be giving a present. Yeah, today I'll be giving a present. I must always give a present in my class. I can't go without giving a present. The students who are very sharp, normally they get like their total fees back from Walimu before the semester ends. As well as those students who go out of their way to help other students, I always give them presents, always. Like now, Eric, if you're able to see somebody who has already sent something on WhatsApp, the very first one to send something on WhatsApp, give me their name, give me their phone number, I send them 500 shillings. Because once Eric gets that work done, yeah, he'll be able to see where he's messing up. I want to believe he has messed up on one variance. Perhaps he took one variance as positive. So is there somebody who has been able to send that to the group? I'm so sure somebody will be able to send. As we wait for somebody to send, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be able to, yeah, Sharon McKenna seemingly has sent something. Sharon McKenna has sent. Thank you so much, Sharon, for being helpful. I can't doubt you. I'm not even checking. I'm not even checking. I'll just send you the money. Because I know my daughters, my sons can never cheat. 0707 192 356. Yeah. Somebody is saying that Lillian is the one who sent. This is going to a different person. This is going to Marete. Did you give me a wrong number? Did you give me a wrong number, Sharon? Now I've cancelled. So I've cancelled that. So Lillian, please give me your number then. People are saying it's Lillian. People are saying it's Lillian. So Lillian, do very fast. Do very fast, Lillian. Give me your number very fast there. I'm always very fair. I'll always listen to what many people say. So Lillian, where is your number? Because of time. Okay. So Eric, I hope you have been able to follow as I do this. I'm actually giving you time to absorb. Lillian Machari, at least this one, the name is the one that they've given me here. Thank you so much, Lillian. Continue with that spirit. That is really, really very good. Really, really very good. Thank you. You can see in this case here, Eric has well understood through the help of these ninjas. Eric has well understood. Thank you so much. So then we have another IPSAS that we must cover tonight called IPSAS number 23, revenue from non-exchange. Revenue from non-exchange transactions. All right. Yeah, Lynn, I can see you have received. All right. Now, please, ladies and gentlemen, I've told you we are doing standards regarding public sector entities. So these public sector entities, the ones which are non-profit, not for profit, they normally do business. And I would want in this case here to use an example of Catholic Church. So Catholic Church, we go to church and we are able to give donations. We are able to give tithes. So when you give tithes to Catholic Church or any other church for that matter, are you going to get anything in return? You've tithed. Do you normally go to the pastor and tell the pastor, I gave you 100,000, give me. Give me blah, blah. No. So you're simply donating as the name suggests. You're not going to get anything in return. So then this is what we call revenue from non-exchange. Revenue from non-exchange transactions. Revenue from non-exchange transactions. No problem, Collins. We shall be able to ensure you get that. So then, ladies and gentlemen, listen, when you do these donations, you are not going to get anything in return. There is nothing you're exchanging. You're only providing your money, believing that God will be able to bless you. No, not even the church itself, not the pastor himself. God will be able to bless you in return. But the pastor is giving you, there's nothing you're buying from the pastor, nothing you're buying from the church. All right? So then you are giving money, but there is nothing in exchange for your money. So that is what will be accounted for under what we call revenue from non-exchange transactions. Thank you. The same Catholic Church has Catholic University. Catholic University trains students. For example, it has BCom students. So these BCom students, when they pay fees, they get something in return. They are getting an education. You pay fees, you are getting an education. And actually, you can't just go to study at Catholic University simply because it's a Catholic church university. You think that you won't pay fees, that they'll be able to accept you for free. No. So you're paying your fees, you're buying some education from them. So then that one, if you pay fees to a Catholic school, fees paid to a Catholic school. In this case here, this is exchange. Because you are buying education. You are buying education. You are getting something in exchange. So then this one will be accounted for under what we call IPSAS number 23. IPSAS number 23. IPSAS number 23. IPSAS number 23 reads revenue. Sorry, it will be accounted for under, it will be accounted for IPSAS 9, sorry. It will be accounted under IPSAS 9, which is revenue from exchange transactions. Revenue from exchange transactions. So listen, and I would want you to understand this standard, ladies and gentlemen, from the word go. From the word go, you should be able to understand this standard. I have notes. I'll give you the notes. I would want you to understand these standards, the two of them, at the same time. So when Catholic is doing its books, under income, they will have revenue. So they'll be able to say revenue from exchange transactions. Revenue from exchange transactions. So we have this. And then we have revenue from non-exchange transactions. Like that. And then I will be able to have our total revenue here. Now, let me ask you a question, my good students. In this particular case, why do you think does the government, because of course IPSAS is under government programs, under ISPAC, why do you think does the government want these churches, for example, to split their revenues this way? The government has already known that these non-profit making organizations are into big business. If you look at the Catholic Church, ladies and gentlemen, the kind of business that Catholic Church is doing in the hospital sector, the school sector is multi-billion. All right? So the government now is preparing very, very soon. Actually, they have already started. They are telling these people that if this is a school and you're doing business, you're having something in exchange, then please pay us taxes. So the government is able to see very far through this international public sector. They want you now to start separating your revenues. Say that this is revenue from exchange transactions, IPSAS 9, how much? And then revenue from non-exchange transactions, IPSAS 23, how much? This one here will not be taxed because these are donations, etc. This one here will not be taxed, but this one will be taxed. So basically, they'll come and tell you, give us corresponding expenses for this revenue. If it's a school, just do financial reporting for the whole school now. Separate. How much profit? 10 million. 30% corporation tax. Yeah, for now, some of them are able to do away with this. Some of them are not able to pay taxes, but I'm telling you, as we move along, all these non-profit organizations will be able to pay taxes on revenue that they earn from exchange transactions. Please listen, my good students. Listen, I have these handouts here. Yeah, so you can see here, overview, IPSAS 9, revenue from exchange transactions. Governs revenue from transactions where goods are exchanged for consideration of approximately equal value. So goods are exchanged. And then we have IPSAS 23, revenue from non-exchange transactions, deals with the revenue from transactions where the entity receives value without directly giving equal value in return. Such as when you pay government taxes, you know, a tax is like a donation. You don't expect to get anything in return directly. You can't say, now, Kasongo, I've paid you $1 million tax from the beginning of the very year. Now give me, in this case here, a demio. He can't give you nothing because he is not under any obligation. This is a revenue from non-exchange transactions. So the same case here with grants and what we call donations. So So it will be very important for you. If you look at your past papers, I'll be able to show you. They always tell us to differentiate IPSAS 9 from IPSAS number 23. And you should be able now to differentiate in your own language. If I'm the one being asked to differentiate, I know that IPSAS 9 is all about revenue from exchange transactions. When these public sector entities are doing business, when in this case here, whatever money they are getting, they are giving something of an approximately equal value in return, then that will be exchange. They are giving me money, I'm giving them some services or goods. That becomes exchange. So if it's exchange, I'll be able to account for this under IPSAS 9. And then I've got IPSAS number 23, which is revenue from non-exchange transactions. When I'm being given, in this case here, ladies and gentlemen, like a donation, like a grant. The government simply grants you money without you, in this case here, doing what you're giving it anything, like the academic research grants. All right, you're simply given money to simply do something that will help you, which may not even help the government directly. That's a grant. Then I should be able to account for that under what we call revenue from non-exchange transactions. Ladies and gentlemen, I would not want to continue further than this. I would want to stop here because I'm so sure the exams will be out the other week. So tunapembeleza. Yeah. So, but I believe that injection has been good enough. And for the very new students here who are still thinking of like, do I join this college or any other college? RCM is always home. RCM is always home. Please don't think twice. Give us a call. Our number is 0793 555 000. 0793 555 000. So if I say bye-bye, I think I'll be in order. Have you guys learned great things? Have we guys learned great things? Yes. So see you on Thursday. And then how many of you are in Nairobi? How many of you are in Nairobi? No, Eric, you can't join the two classes because the teachers are different. So the approach can easily confuse you. It's always good if you want, for example, in this case here, to enjoy, they call me Chief Ninja. Chief Ninja's method of teaching, you join evening. If you want, in this case here, there's a young man who teaches at 5 a.m. in the morning. Great guy as well. Great guy. So you can say you are joining more, but don't join both. Thank you so much, Grace. I want to know how many of you are in Nairobi because I want to organize something small for you over the weekend. Yeah, something small for you over the weekend. How many people I would want to buy you something small over the weekend? Yeah, so you can talk in class. I would want to buy you something very, very small over this weekend. Yeah. So let's talk in class. So I would want to meet you guys on Saturday. On what is the best time? I think 4 p.m. 4 p.m. I will really be free. Yeah, at Sarova Stanley Hotel. Then I'll be able to buy you something small, as I also carry out some mentorship for you guys. You are in. So then Mayom is in Juba. When I come over there, Mayom, it will be good. You'll be able to host me. So then how many people will be coming over? Yeah, if you register as RCM, no, that's a different program. What's wrong with Sarova? No. There's nothing wrong there. You'll come. So I will need a volunteer to make a list of the people who will be coming. Yeah, they will cover the whole syllabus here. They will cover because the morning program, the students also complement what Mwalimu does with videos. For the evening, we have 3 sessions. So we don't give you like, watch this video before. No. For evening, we cover everything live. So who will be able to volunteer and give us the entire list of the students who will be able to come from? You can only come. Thank you so much, Lillian. You can only come. Please don't do get crushing. You can only come to Sarova at that time if you are on our paid group. And then our Lillian will be able to make that list Lillian will be able to make that list. I would expect to host like 20 people on the 5th floor where they have a gym and a swimming pool. 20 people only, maximum, Lillian. So I'm giving you the benefit of choosing. I've taken my students there severally. I'm a member of that gym over there, and I would want to speak to you guys. Only 20. Thank you so much. No. Accommodation, no. If you're up country, this is not your program. Up country, I normally go around. Remember, like last 2 months ago, I met my students at Mombasa, isn't it? And they went to a good hotel over there. All right. Like next month, again, I'll be in Mombasa because I'm the one auditing some 5-star hotel there. I run an auditing firm, remember. All right. So when I'm in Mombasa, I'll meet you there. I was in Naivasha the other day and I met my students. You know, the good thing is that our students are found all over. So I've done Nakuru, I've done Naivasha, I've done Nairobi severally, I've done Kajiado, I've done Mombasa, Naivasha, yes, Naivasha. So then you should be able to invite me to other places. Like when you are in Kiambu here, you are a Nairobi person, eh? Don't expect me to come to Kiambu. Kiambu people are Nairobi people. Thika, you are Nairobi people. All right? Thank you so much. No. Mary Kiambu is Nairobi. Kiambu is Nairobi. You'll come. Mary, I expect to see you on Saturday. So then you'll be able to update me, Lillian. And then, of course, we can also agree on dress. It should not be formal. Yeah. Kisii, I will be in Kisii High School. I'll be in Kisii High School. Is it on Sunday? Yeah, coming Sunday, I'll be in Kisii High School. I should be able to do something outside the school. Don't come to Kisii High School. I'll be able to do something in Kisii, the best hotel over there. All right. And then the most important thing, the students who are very active in my class, they end up getting attachments, even jobs. You are very, very, very active. Otherwise, thank you very much. I'm looking, like Nyeri, I would really, I don't do politics. But this Wamunyoro thing has really been painted to be very good. Very soon, I would really, really love to be at not at the DP's, former DP's house, home, but just somewhere around Wamunyoro, and then I just have a cup of tea. It would be great. It will be great. If you guys can invite me over there, it will be great. And the good thing is that I take care of all the bills. I take care of all the bills. Thank you so much. Otherwise, be blessed. Wow, Mayom, how can IPSAS 9 be applied efficiently at the central bank? So then, Mayom, I think this is a very good assignment at Southern Sudan, Republic of Southern Sudan. We should be able to pick this outside. Like right now, I'm doing something for the Republic of Southern Sudan with their KRA, not K, but Southern Sudan Revenue Authority. I'm doing something currently for them. The good thing is that I'm aggressive. Yeah, I always do so many things here and there. And fortunately, it's my students who help me to implement. That's why I want you guys to be very good in terms of AI, automation, etc. Those many, many good things. And those are the things we discuss when we meet. Yes. We have we are supposed to be having a class on Saturday. No, if we can do a makeup. We are really nataki tuende kupata ichai. Okay, there is no problem. I'll be able to do that particular class from Sarova Stanley, even if it's for 1 hour as we enjoy some drinks over there. Yeah, we don't want to miss any classes. So I'll do that class. I'll carry my laptop. I'll do that class from Sarova Stanley. Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? Can we say good night now? Can we say good night now? Can we say good night now? Thank you so much. And of course, most importantly, thank you for choosing RCM always. Thank you. Good night. Somebody is raising their hand. Somebody is raising their hand. Who is this? No. Let's now talk on WhatsApp. Let's talk on WhatsApp. The new students who want to join us, our number is 0793 555 000. Thank you. Bye.